Hello YouTubers, welcome back to the channel. In my workshop I've got a shelf with a load of wood on and it's all various offcuts. That's a piece of ash, probably it was a bowl that was going to be too deep and I've sliced the end off for some reason. That's a piece of cherry that I've turned at one time or another, and I've got loads of those and I thought it's probably about time I started using them all up. So what I want to do is make a little pot with a little lid on it. And what I'm going to do, just to make it a little bit better, I'm going to use some Milliput, and I'm going to put a few bands in the top and a few bands in the side, just to brighten it up a little bit. So stick around, see how we get on with it. So what I'm going to do is start off with this piece of cherry. There's already a tenon turned on the inside of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a recess inside of there, so my jewels can go in the expansion mode. I'm going to take this down slightly on here, and I'm also going to cut it back at an angle like that, because that piece that's cut back at an angle is where I'm going to put the Milliput, so it will really show it off. So first thing I need to do is take that tenon off. I'll just mark the recess in there. Just give me a nice skew, just give me a nice sharp edge. Just clean up the edge of the bowl. Just sand that down. That's all sanded down to 320. There's quite a lovely finish on there. I think I'm going to have to do something about these cracks in here. It's quite bigger than I thought. That's probably why I put that piece of wood to one side in the first place. Right, I'm going to fill that with CA glue and I'll get back to you. So that's all filled quite nicely. Put some super glue in there, put some sawdust in there, and sanded it all down. And now what I want to do is say I'm going to cut a piece in there, so I want to go from right there to there. And to do that I'm just going to use my parting off tool. So that for the time being is finished. And I just want to come in there because my lid is going to sit inside of there. This is my lid. This is going to be the underside of the lid, so I want to put a recess in there so that my jewels can go in expansion mode, and then I can turn that around and finish the top. Let me just take that out. And now I need to fit that to my bowl. And with the aid of YouTube, I'm going to make this fit the very first time. There you go, absolutely perfect fit. Beautiful. So I need to sand that off, sand and sealer, bit of polish, do the same on that side. So there we go, put the sand and sealer on there, and a bit of wax. That's beautiful. And I'm hoping that piece on there will be just about enough just to give me a small knob on top of that. Had a small dent in the end of there where the revolving centre went in. I needed to take that away first. That's better, I like that very much. Not sure whether I filmed that or not, but I've gone in, I've got a groove in there with my parting off tool, and I'm just going to fill that with Milliput. So this is just a standard grey, your hardener and the resin. And what we need of this is equal amounts. So that's just over half. And then what you're supposed to do is just mix these two colours together. And it's supposed to take around 7 minutes. Now what I found the best way to do this is to actually just rub it between my hands. Then join the hands back together, twist them around, fold it over and roll it again. Fold, twist, fold. You keep on doing this till all the colours, or both colours, are merged together. It's supposed to take around 7 minutes. Fold, twist, fold, twist, fold. I'll get back to you when I've finished it. So I've only been mixing that for a few minutes, but using that rolling method and twisting, it all very quickly blends in together, and as you can see, it's just all one colour. Now I just need to go in there and push that in. Right, so I've rolled that so it's easier to push it in. Get that all down in there nice and tight. I'll get back to you when I've finished that. It's nicely finished. Pushed all the way down in. Really made sure I squidged it down. We don't want any voids, and we do want it slightly proud, because as we all know, when you take a little bit off, it's very difficult to put a little bit back. So now we've got that. And is that the same process? Right, so I'll get back to you when I've done that one. So there we go, YouTube. I've left that overnight. It's all set nicely, nice and firm. And the same with that one. So I'll just get that mount back on the lathe and just clean that up. I do find with this Milliput it's a bit like resin, and I find that a scraper does seem to cut it a lot better than the conventional tool will. So I do is I use my skew chisel and just use a negative rate scraper just to clean up. That's brilliant. And a clean cut all the way around. Now what I want to do with this is I want to put a thin black line in the middle of that, and that needs to be exactly in the middle. So that is just under ½ inch. It's 2.25. So that's the middle exactly. I just want to go in there, make a small cut with my parting off tool, my thin parting off tool. I might also put a black ring on top there, I think it might look quite nice. So we've got the actual bowl in the lathe, and we'll just take that away. And then we have the Milliput Black, and I'm going to mix it exactly the same way as I did the other stuff. So, got to be exactly the same, 50-50. Sorry, it's cold down here this morning. What I'll do, I'll get mix those together and I'll get back to you when it's ready. So we have the black Milliput all worked together and rolled it all out, and now I'm going to go through exactly the same process as I did with the yellow and just push it all right the way down into that crack. It's quite a bit bigger there. I could afford to roll that out thinner. And it is just exactly the same process. Just push it into that join, push it in there nice and firm, make sure it's all filled up, make sure there are no voids, and make sure it stands nice and proud and I've got something to turn away. So I'll just work my way around the lid, and then in a few minutes I'll do exactly the same with the side of the bowl. That's that all pushed in all the way around. Take these up in the house, leave it till tomorrow morning and let that cure. So this is next morning. I brought it back down into the workshop, and it's just left for me to do now is just to clear all that black away and just leave the thin line. I did try first with a conventional tool and didn't have a lot of luck with it. I do find that scraper does work a lot better. And we're almost there now. You can just see that black line forming in the middle. A couple of little bits left on there. And that's pretty much it. I was quite pleased with that. I'll go through the sandpaper. Because the Milliput is resin based, you do need to go down to a really fine. I go down to about 400 sandpaper just to give it a really good polish. That's all sanded right down, 400 grit sandpaper. What's left now is just for me to put on some sanding sealer. As always, that really highlights that grain in that cherry. That looks beautiful. Just give it a quick polishing, and then I just need to go in with high gloss wax. One thing I did forget to do, I haven't hollowed the bowl out yet, so I'll do that next. As you can see on there, that very first ring there is what the lid is going to sit on, so I can take that away all the way down to there. One thing I need to do is check that for depth. After putting all that work into it, the very last thing I want to be doing, and the lamp showed that, but so I've got another 10mm on the bottom of there. As you can see, I'm going to need to put a bit of an undercut in there, and I'm having to bring the chisel and I'm bringing that chisel from about there right the way around to there, almost probably about 60 degrees we're in there, and that is pretty much 50mm. That's about as deep as I want to go. I want to get that just a little bit more of an undercut, not much. What I'm going to do is just go in there with a small scraper. Give me a lovely undercut under there now. Cut that nice and thin. And just for a tiny little ridge in there. It's beautiful. Really like that. That's the inside all sanded down to 400, and I have to say that was a really nice finish on that cherry before I even put the sand sealer and the wax on. But you can see that wax has come up absolutely beautiful. It really is nice. So that's the base pretty much finished, and we just have the lid to do now. So it's just a matter of going through, taking off the black Milliput and taking it down to there's just a very thin line left in the middle. I just went straight back in my skew chisel with this one just to take it away. Cleaned up very easily, very quickly, and you can quickly see that black line emerging in the middle. So that's all turned away. It's just a matter of going through now with the sandpaper, starting off about 120 grit because it's already been sanded once, working my way through to around 400. I'm just putting some sand sealer on it, and that should really bring that grain of that ash out. That's really nice. That's wood. I'm looking at the grain, the really open grain on there. So I'm going to put some gold embellishing wax on there, just to highlight that. So that gold will sit right down in that grain. That should make that look really pretty. Yeah, really good buffing. So pull that excess off. All I want is the gold to sit down in the grain. This wax puts a lovely shine on that Milliput. Well, there we go, YouTube world. A lovely little bowl lid. Quite a nice shape. I quite like the shape of that. And that'll just set up off the shelf. Just give it the slight impression it's just floating up above the surface. Nice band, 2 bands of Milliput. And a lovely ash lid. hoping that's picking up those gold accents in there. Glad I did that. I quite like that on that mob. I think I should do that again in future. Whenever I make a pop of the lid, there's a bit of Milliput going in the top. I really like that. Inside, finished up, gorgeous shine on there. The cherry is lovely. Considering that's just a load of offcuts or bits and pieces I had left over, I think that has turned into a really lovely project. Really am pleased with that. Well, thank you all very much for watching, and those of you who watched me to the end, good on you. One other thing I would just like to mention, if anybody's out there who lives in Hampshire, would like to join a wood turning club, come on down to the Railway Institute. We meet the first Monday of every month. Lovely club to get involved with. Most months when we have a meeting, we have a professional wood turner come in there and give a demonstration, and it's worth the entrance fee just for that. But it's nice to get down there, meet other people, sit and have a chat with them, talk wood turning, talk wood, for those of us who are into that sort of thing. So, as I say, thank you very much for watching. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye bye.